Before I start, I like to thank to myself for my contribution toward counterfeit syndicate of the Rolex world. Because I know the more I buy this stuff, the more money they can invest out of that towards their high-tech research and development wing, which can then come up with even better replicas and work towards the impossible goal of achieving ultimate replica in numero 1, an Optimus Prime of fakes. How cool and charitable is that? Having said that, today we'll talk about sensibility. In other words, the Rolex replicas and fakes and how they are the best things since sliced bread. What is a Rolex anyways? A sluggish company with just over 4,000 employees who can't even keep up with the demands of their ever-increasing customers. As a matter of fact, Rolex and shortage has become synonym for each other. One thing I never really understood. If Rolex is doing so well, why can't they have more employees and more branches open so that everyone can easily get the watch they want? You see, everybody and his dog wants a Rolex, yet 90% of them can't afford it, and the remaining 10% they can't find the one they want.
But thou shalt not fear, because China has come to your rescue.
Yeah, up in your face, roly-poly. A Rolex factory may not have produced that much watch pieces till date, more than what a small factory is producing in a day in a futuristic suburbs of Ding-Dong-Ling in People's Republic of China. Seriously, why bother for a real hard as hell to get Rolex when we can have a great counterfeited fake cheap replica Rolex from the super reliable land of China? Wouldn't it be great if Rolex had outsourced their work to China? Rolex might have saved some money. I bet this revolutionary idea never really occurred to them. Because for Swiss people, I heard internet connectivity is not very good due to the mountains and lakes and what have you. Well, yeah, Rolex is known for precision, high quality, prestige, luxury and yada yada yada, but they are immensely overpriced. Their service costs a limb or a liver, sometimes both, and well, they are not for mere mortals like me. Now if you take a closer look at this watch here, prepare to get blown away by its quality and craftsmanship. It is an AAA replica, which literally translates to being near perfect, and it is perfect, maybe even more in its own way. As every fake piece comes with its own unequaled type of perfection. Like for example, you can observe the second hand shorter than what is there on a real watch. You see, it takes a real artisan to notice that flawed design of original piece with second hand is needlessly long, that it almost touches the outer marking of dial, serving no real purpose whatsoever, and fix it on this fake and similar other, usually indiscernible to the human eye and only manifested at a time and place of their choosing. Such sagacious expressions you can find on every fake, and even there you won't find consistency, because fake creators are artists, and you just can't quality check an artist, a Picasso. Their artistic creation surpasses logic and quality standards. Like for instance, a real Rolex watchmaker would never dare to render any artistic touch to a piece just like what has been exhibited here. With a fairly close inspection, one can see that marker number 7 is just about to fall off at any minute from now. Imagine the ingenuity of a Chinese lad who believed that watch assembled by him should show notable sign of aging by allowing the markers to fall off one by one inside the dial. Having said that, I believe lifespan of this watch would be close to 2 months, as within 2 days of me owning this, one marker is already on the verge of separating itself from the dial. This watch urges always to be mindful of Eastern philosophies of detachment, that nothing is permanent in life. Which forces me to think already that perhaps all parts of this watch will drop off from their respective places soon. Just like leaves following an autumn season, or maybe before even the autumn in the case of this watch, who knows? Imagine the visceral pleasure of witnessing its components breaking away one after another. Who admires same dull, unexciting watches anyways? A perfect watch with 3 hands and 12 markers that works like a clockwork has so far become a cliché. With a cunning catchphrase like a crown for every achievement, anybody can be lured into the persuasion of their phantasmagorical dreams, encouraging them to choose a path filled with hard work, teeming with blood, toil, tears, and sweat. Now, a smart person knows he doesn't really not need to go to that dramatic path of goal, hard work, success, reward. Just be smart and order some fakes. Why wasting your time to make it if you can fake it? By paying for one fake Rolex, you get to enjoy 2 elements, or sometimes more, of different physical properties. For the least, you get steel as well as plastic. Yes, inside the moody moment, you find plastic parts. Fakes have evolved to a point where they are experimenting with state-of-the-art, highly economical materials like plastic. Who knows, one day we will be all mature enough to wear a Rolex recycled from a Barbie. Fake watches are also equipped with some level of artificial intelligence. Otherwise, how would you expect their lume to go dark as soon as you are done seeing the time? Lume retention is perhaps in milliseconds. Fake watches have environmental benefit also. They encourage you to save water by avoiding the use of it, because you dare not go near water when you are wearing them. Unless, of course, you want to make them stop, like forever. Lying, cheating, and engaging in infidelity are associated with negative health outcomes such as elevated heart rate, increased blood pressure, significant depletion of brain regions. So, another benefit of a fake watch is that you don't have to stress your brain with details when someone comes over to you and asks, "Is that a real Rolex?" You can simply say it upright, then and there, "No, it's a fake." Wearing fake and admitting it will instantly free you from any burden that you may have on your mind and conscience had you tried to justify that it's real. It doesn't matter what people will think of you, but since you are not submitting to the dark side, so you are holding your self-esteem high by wearing a fake and admitting it, you will definitely not burn in hell. Probably a little scorching here and there, but not entirely burning. No way. Of course, you can't say the same about some who enjoy qualities like deceit, self-disrespect, and lies by keeping morality in shambles and pretending that their fake is real. And for all those finicky watch geeks like me who loses their sleep over their Rolex gaining or losing a second, this watch forces you to be considerate and kind. Now, what's wrong with a watch with an hour slow or fast anyways? Someday it will catch up with the daylight saving time. And don't you worry about the noisy rotor beating on a blower or varying beats per minute. Fake makers are considerate enough to have no copyright on the music it produces when you shake your wrist a little bit harder due to its being over or under standard weight. Trust me, benefits of a fake Rolex are so many that a million could be made by the time I'm done telling them. After all, how much time does it really take to assemble a piece of junk together? Speaking about junk, one of my personal favorite virtue of a low-end fake watch is that essentially they are a piece of steel, and their utter disrespect towards finishing and polishing easily qualifies them for a sharp tool. A knife is a good example. Used carefully, some parts of the steel bracelet can be used to cut vegetables and fruits, and perhaps you can file your nails with them too. Another benefit of owning a fake is that nobody is going to borrow this watch from you. Well, you know why, don't you?